A flesh-eating parasite could be threatening our food supply? Well, it's called the New World screwworm, and Mexico has just confirmed a new case of it in an 8-month-old cow less than 70 miles from the U.S. border. Now, this New World screwworm is a fly, actually. It's a little bit bigger than the ones you might see in your house, but, and this is really gross, it gets its name from maggots burrowing or screwing themselves into wounds and feeding as they go like a screw being driven into the wood. According to the USDA, this can cause extensive damage to our food supply and often turn deadly. There's been a rise in global screwworm cases, and the U.S. has gotten ahead of it, halting cattle imports from Mexico in May. Here to discuss this and a lot more, U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins. Madam Secretary, thank you for joining us in the studio. Before we get to what else we're doing to prevent this screwworm from coming here, this isn't the first time we've dealt with something like this. Am I right?
That's right. In the 1950s, 1960s, really, screwworm infested America and our beef supply. It took a decade to get over it. We did some great research from Texas A&M, where our kids go to school, and a few others were able to solve for it. And honestly, went away, had no issues for 40, 50, 60 years. But the last administration kind of took their eye off the ball. It begins to make its way back up from Latin America. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves with it knocking on our back door. But when we were together on Sunday is when we first learned of a case within, as you mentioned, 70 miles. But USDA is on it. We released 80,000 sterile flies today, which for your listeners is the way you solve for this. And we're deploying almost 200 people down into Mexico. We shut the ports down in May and again in July. So the president is taking this extremely seriously.
Well, what could this do to our beef supply?
Well, at a time when our beef supply is at its lowest already in 75 years.
That's terrifying.
It is really terrifying. Prices are very high for that reason. It could take us into even another phase of real compromise of getting good beef at a good price for Americans. But we've got a plan. We're on it.
Okay, so the halting of the cattle trade with Mexico, and a lot of Americans don't know that we get so much of our beef from Mexico, but we do. So it's drastically reduced compared to the first half of 2024. So we've bought 63% less live animals from our southern neighbor.
That's right.
So is there a concern that our costs are going to continue to go up because affordability is a big issue for American consumers? I was just at the grocery store this morning. Yes, I go to the grocery store. Thank you very much. And there were 2 steaks.
Yeah.
It was $33 for 2 steaks at the grocery store. And these weren't fancy steaks. They were just like, maybe they were little filet mignons. I don't know, but they were little.
Yeah.
$32.
So here's the thing. We talked about eggs months ago when the price of eggs were so high. The problem, the challenge, I'll say, with our cattle and our beef industry is that it takes 2 years from calf to slaughter. But Laura, here's I don't know if it's the silver lining, but the long-term vision. Just like our manufacturing that we have offshored for years that you've been such a leader on, we've also offshored our food. Our beef cattle, our citrus, so much of this we're now importing from other countries like Mexico. This is a massive flag for our country. If we can't feed ourselves, this is a national security issue that has to be solved.
Is there a plan for us to be food secure? Because right now, China is an issue that, I'm focused on.
Brazil, that's exactly right.
China now owns agricultural land, significant tracts of land in 29 states. They own major food processing plants. They own Smithfield Foods, biggest pork processing in the country. So why do we allow foreign countries to buy up our own food supply like this?
Well, 300,000 acres of China-owned farmland. I mean, it isn't just a small amount. Here's what the president's vision on America First includes. It includes the American dream available to everyone, lower taxes, less government, more freedom, but also, and we've been talking about this now, and I love that you're focused on this with me, it really is an uncompromised food supply as well. And so we've got to open the market back up to our small and mid-sized farmers and ranchers.
How do you do that if you're being pushed out by all these big agri companies and China elbows out everybody?
Well, we begin to focus on it now. We ensure that those buying farmland through the CFIUS process, which is a federal government
foreign
committee,
investment.
That's right. We ensure, which they took their eye off.
How is that even? I mean, again, I keep saying this. They own these companies now. How do we get them back? Or can we get them back? Can we get this land back?
The discussions are ongoing. The governors are involved. The president is focused on it. but it is the long-term importance of preserving those smaller and mid-sized family farms that have been consolidated, and we've got to move back away from that.
105-acre farms almost don't exist
They're
anymore.
completely gone. USDA spends $400 million a day on just nutrition programs, just food stamps, lunches. If we just peel a portion of that and incentivize locally grown produce, locally grown beef,
Congress has got to get involved. Congress has got to get involved. But this foreign-owned entities buying U.S. agriculture and our land has got to stop. And President Trump, I know he cares about this. Madam Secretary, great to see you as
Laura,
well.
thank you.
Go Aggies.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.